Today, we're diving into some pretty incredible wisdom from an ancient Ayurvedic text, the Ashtanga Hridya. We're going to focus specifically on chapter 4 because it has this really powerful message about the everyday signals our bodies send us and, why ignoring them might be a much bigger deal than you think. I mean, come on, who hasn't? We do it all the time, right? You're in a dead silent room, so you stifle a cough. Or you're racing to meet a deadline, so you just push through that hunger pang. It just seems like a normal, even necessary part of modern life. Just little acts of self-control.
Well, okay, this is where it gets really interesting. The Ashtanga Hridaya says that these aren't just minor things we're pushing aside. No, it claims that suppressing these natural signals is a huge mistake that can lead to some pretty serious health problems down the line.
So the text actually gives this whole concept a name, Ajraniya Vega, and that literally means the urges that should not be suppressed. This isn't just some casual advice either. It's laid out as a core rule for staying healthy. The whole idea is that your body has this amazing built-in intelligence, and these urges are its non-negotiable way of talking to you.
And it gets super specific. The text actually lists out all 13 of these unstoppable urges. Now, some are pretty obvious, right? Like needing food, water, and sleep. But then there are others we suppress all the time without a second thought, like sneezing, yawning, or even crying. The main point here is that the body needs to expel, to release, and to recharge. And these are the key ways it does just that.
All right, so what actually happens if we ignore these signals? Well, the Ashtanga Hridaya doesn't mess around with vague warnings. It draws these direct and honestly sometimes shocking lines between a specific suppressed urge and a specific illness. Let's just look at a few of them.
Okay, just look at how serious this is. We all hold back sneezes, but this text says doing that could lead to more than just a headache. It could cause weakness in your senses, a stiff neck, or even facial palsy. It totally reframes a simple sneeze into this powerful, absolutely necessary release for your whole system.
Here's another one I think we're all guilty of, especially on a long car ride. Holding it in is linked directly to body pain and, even worse, the formation of urinary stones. The text basically sees this as jamming up a vital waste disposal system, causing this toxic backup that has really painful consequences. Now this one really drives home that mind-body connection. How many times are we told to be strong and just hold back tears? But this text warns that suppressing them can lead to everything from a runny nose and eye issues to bloating and even heart disease. Crying is treated as an essential release valve, not just for emotions, but for actual physical pressure in your head and chest.
So these examples, they're not just random factoids. They're all building up to this one central, kind of radical idea that the text presents. It's this simple but profound explanation for where disease even comes from in the first place.
And there it is. That's the big reveal. According to this chapter, the root of all disease is one of two things. Either you suppress a natural urge when it comes up, which is what we've been talking about, or you forcefully start an urge when your body isn't asking for it. Like forcing yourself to eat when you're not even hungry. This simple two-part idea suggests that being healthy is all about just getting in sync with your body's natural rhythms.
So the message is just let it all hang out, right? Listen to every single impulse? Well, not exactly. Just when you think you've got it figured out, the text throws a massive curveball. It makes this absolutely critical distinction between urges of the body and urges of the mind.
And this contrast right here is the absolute core lesson of the whole chapter. While you should never suppress your body's physical needs, like thirst or hunger, you must consciously control your mind's negative impulses, things like greed, envy, and hatred. The path to health isn't about having no control, it's about applying that control in the right place.
And just like there was a formal name for the urges you shouldn't stop, there's a name for these too. Ajraniya Vega, the urges that should be held back or suppressed. The text lists them right out. Greed, envy, hatred, jealousy, and excessive attraction. These are seen as the impulses that throw off our inner balance and, in the end, our health.
So what we end up with are these two instructions that seem to be complete opposites, right? Do not suppress, and you must suppress. But when you put them together, they form this single, really elegant philosophy for living a balanced, healthy life.
So what's the bottom line? Real health seems to require two things at once. First, we have to be really sensitive listeners to our own bodies, giving them what they need when they ask for it. But at the exact same time, it demands that we become disciplined masters of our own minds, choosing not to act on those destructive emotions. It's this beautiful dance between release and restraint.
And that kind of leaves us with a pretty provocative question, doesn't it? I mean, think about our daily lives. We suppress the body's urge for sleep to binge one more episode. We ignore hunger to finish up some work. But then we totally indulge mental urges like jealousy, scrolling through social media, or we let anger fly freely online. It's like this ancient text is telling us we're busy suppressing what we should release and releasing what we should suppress. Definitely a timeless piece of wisdom worth thinking about.